The city held its breath beneath the sun. Light pressed down from above, sharp and heavy, bouncing off glass towers and pale concrete. Somewhere between the noise of traffic and the hush of hurried footsteps, a moment waited quietly, unnoticed, patient. It did not announce itself, it never does. Aaron Whitlock stood at the edge of the crosswalk, wiping sweat from his brow with the back of his hand. His white shirt clung slightly to his shoulders, carefully ironed that morning in a small apartment that smelled of detergent and old hope. In his grip was a thin folder, the corners bent from being opened and closed too many times. Inside it was his resume, rewritten late at night, line by line, as if effort alone could bend fate. The signal changed, people moved, Aaron stepped forward. That was when he saw her. She didn't fall loudly, there was no scream, no crash, just a stumble, a pause, then her knees met the pavement as if the ground had gently pulled her down. Her red dress caught the sunlight for a second before her body folded inward. Blonde hair slipped across her face. Her hand reached out, not for help exactly, but for balance that never came. The crowd flowed around her. Aaron stopped, not because he thought, because he didn't. He crossed back against the current of people and knelt beside her. Up close, she looked impossibly fragile, breath shallow, skin pale beneath the heat. Her eyes tried to focus but kept drifting away as if the world was too bright to hold onto. "It's okay," he said softly, though he wasn't sure who he was saying it for. Her lips moved. "I feel dizzy." The words barely made it out. She admitted she hadn't eaten, that she thought she could push through, that she was wrong. Aaron helped her sit on a nearby bench at the bus stop. He positioned himself between her and the sun, blocking the glare with his own body. He handed her his water bottle, steadying her trembling hands until she could drink. He counted breaths with her without saying the numbers out loud. Minutes slipped by, 10, 15. Across the street, the building where his future waited rose into the sky, all steel and certainty. He glanced at it once, then he looked back at her. When she could finally stand, he helped her call a ride. He waited until the car arrived. He waited until she was inside. She looked at him then, really looked at him, as if trying to memorize his face in a hurry. "Thank you," she said. This time her voice was strong enough to stay. Aaron nodded, then he turned away. By the time he reached the building, the lobby felt cold despite the heat outside. The receptionist spoke kindly but firmly. Interviews were over. The hearing manager had left. There would be no exception. Aaron thanked her anyway. He always did. Outside, his shadow stretched long across the pavement, thin and unsure. He walked home instead of taking the bus, letting the disappointment settle slowly rather than all at once. He told himself he had done the right thing. He believed it. But belief didn't pay rent. The days that followed were quiet and heavy. Early mornings, late nights, deliveries, cleaning, sorting boxes in a warehouse where dust floated like tired thoughts. He didn't tell anyone about the interview, or the girl, or the choice. Some moments feel too personal to explain. A week later, his phone rang while he was tying his work boots. A calm voice introduced herself. Celeste Rayner, executive assistant to the CEO of Western Industries. Aaron sat down. She asked him to come in, not for an interview, for a meeting that same day. The bus ride felt unreal, like watching someone else's reflection in the window. When he arrived, security escorted him upstairs to an office flooded with light. The city stretched endlessly beyond the glass, smaller now, quieter. A man stood to greet him. Tall, tired eyes, a firm handshake that lingered just long enough to feel sincere. Then Aaron saw her. She sat on the sofa, posture straight, hair neatly tied back, no red dress this time, but the same eyes, clear, steady. She smiled and something in Aaron's chest loosened. The man introduced himself as Vincent Lane, the girl as Harper. Vincent spoke slowly, about pressure, about mistakes, about a daughter who carried too much responsibility and forgot to carry herself. Harper listened, then spoke of the street, of the heat, of a stranger who chose to stop when no one else did, of shade, of water, of time given freely. Security footage had filled in the gaps, a face, a name. Vincent looked at Aaron and nodded once. "We can teach skills," he said. "We can't teach character." The offer was simple, better than the one Aaron had missed, with room to grow. Aaron didn't speak right away. He felt the weight of the past week lift, not all at once but enough to breathe. He accepted with quiet gratitude. As he left the building later, the sun was still bright, still harsh. but it felt different now, less like something to endure, more like something to walk through. Sometimes the moment that changes everything doesn't look important at all. Sometimes it looks like stopping when the world keeps moving. If this story stayed with you, take a moment to like it and share it with someone who might need it today. Subscribe for more stories that speak softly but mean deeply. And in the comments, leave just one word that you felt while listening.